Welcome back to 12th class. Today we are going to start movement along the supply curve or extension and contraction of supply. As all of you know that supply curve is upward sloping. Besides exception, we have seen that supply curve is upward sloping, or you can say that other things remaining the same according to law of supply. Other things remaining the same, if price rises, quantity supply will also rise. If price is falling, quantity supply will also fall. This is known as law of supply. In this, we shall see that the changes in quantity supplied due to price only. Other things remaining the same. Only due to price. It is known as change in quantity supplied. As all of you know that there are so many factors which affects the supply. Not only price, but many other factors. As goals of the producer, government policy, means of transportation, so many factors, and I have already explained. But at this time, in the movement, we have to take only price. Changes in quantity supplied due to price, other things remaining the same, it is known as change in quantity supply. Right? Now, we shall do the movement. It means extension and contraction. Very simple, bachu. As already we have done in the demand chapter also, extension. Extension, it means in this chapter we have to think according to producer. And if price will rise, producer will be motivated to do more and more quantity produced, because it is motivation for him to increase the quantity. This is known as extension, because in the movement we have to take only price. The main point, we have to take only price, other things remaining the same. If price rises and quantity supplied also rises, it is known as extension. And other things remaining the same, if price falls and quantity supply also falls, it is known as contraction. Now, we can say this with the help of diagram also. As we can see here, this is the price OP1, initial price OP1 and initial quantity OQ1. If price rises from OP1 to P1, P2, now you can see that prices are rising. OP1 to P1, P2, then quantity supply is also rising from Q1 to Q2. Is it clear? If prices, these are initial price, and if price rises from P1 to P2, then quantity supply also rises from Q1 to Q2. This is known as extension in supply. Because in the curve we can see that from A1 point it is going upward. From A1 to A2 it is moving upward sloping. Rising prices is motivating the producer to increase the quantity. That's why it is known as extension in supply. Now, fall in price. If price falls and it becomes P3, OP3 prices, now you can see that prices are falling. P3, then quantity supply will also fall, and this is Q3. Because other things remaining the same, if price falls, quantity supply will also falls. That's why this is the slope. You can see that this is downward slope, and it is on the point A3. It is known as contraction in supply. Very simple, children. You can listen again. Other things remaining the same. If price rises and quantity supply also rises, you can see that upward sloping curve. Arrow, with the help of this arrow, you can see that upward sloping it is going. Then it is known as extension in supply. And if price falls and quantity supply will also fall. Then the arrow, you can see that downward sloping. This is known as contraction in supply. I think this topic is clear. Movement along the supply curve or extension or contraction. Okay, in the next class we shall do shifting. Okay, thank you.